just happens to be an artery. Atherosclerosis. That's the disease that results from the thickening and stiffening of the arteries, which cause them to narrow. I want you to picture it this way. Picture this as your artery, a clean, open artery. Now, as the plaque forms and forms and forms, that artery starts to close and close and close till eventually it will shut down. Look at it this way. If you take a water hose and you're washing your car, what better way to get more pressure than sometimes when you bend the hose and you hear the water trying to come through? That's the same as your arteries. As they close down, it creates pressure. And that's one of the reasons also to let you know for hypertension. But I thought I would share that particular piece with you. As I said, no, this is not food, but this is a graph of an artery that has actually plaque stiffened and has filled with plaque. How does cholesterol or atherosclerosis develop? Well, plaques are formed in the arteries. Plaques form to repair damage in the artery walls caused by free radicals found in oxidized cholesterol. What that is basically saying is that when there's damage in your artery, the body itself, the way we've been created, there's a response. More cholesterol starts to attach to that damage in the artery, thus trying to heal it. But as the healing process is slow, more and more cholesterol will attach to that area. Thus, there's a buildup in that area, and that artery can eventually be shut down. That's why sometimes you hear people having the triple bypass surgery, or quadruple bypass surgery, or double bypass surgery. It's because those arteries are blocked off and they are damaged. And so they have to take them out and graft in arteries from sometimes arteries that are found in the thigh or somewhere in the leg to promote healing. But I want you to know that doesn't necessarily have to be. And we're going to show and share with you some ways that we can limit this. The body will continue to respond by adding more and more patches of cholesterol to protect the area causing the plaque to slowly enlarge. And that was what I was just sharing with you. That's something we don't want to happen. So what we need to do is learn how to better take care of our arteries. Now this is also a graphic just to show you a normal artery. Notice how clean it is. This is the gradual buildup of the second artery that you see. And finally, the buildup leads to blockage. It used to be that this would happen over, say, a 10, 15, 20-year period. But now, with the lifestyles that we lead, most of us sometimes we're finding ourselves as couch potatoes, meaning we come in, we do no physical activity or very little. We're glued in front of the TV. We don't get outside as much and exercise. As a result, whereas once upon a time, it used to take years for this to happen, no more. Plaque can build up in the arteries and cause clogging for some people within a matter of 2 to 3 years and some even less. And that's because of a poor lifestyle. But as I move forward, we're going to show you ways in which we can better deal with this. Our sources of cholesterol. Once again, remember our liver makes all the cholesterol we need. But something I want you to know, there are several important points to remember. If the item has a face, if it has a liver, or if it has a mother, you can bet it does have cholesterol. So keep that in mind, because I'm going to quiz you later on, and I want to see just how much you've been following and how much you learned about cholesterol. You see, it's very important that you understand cholesterol in terms of the other chronic diseases. For one, cholesterol seems to be at the foundation of some of your other chronic diseases, heart disease, also diabetes as well. So we're going to get to that. What are some of the sources of cholesterol? All types of fowl, chicken, turkey, quail, any type of fowl. Secondly, all types of beef, venison, deer, bison. I've had some people tell me, well, I thought you could only get cholesterol from dairy cows or beef cows, but these are the same family. The deer, the bison, and so forth, they are the same family, so you're going to get cholesterol from them as well. Well, they were saying to me, well, since they're wild, they eat grass, so they don't have cholesterol. And I thought that was a bit humorous because the person was very serious about what they were telling me. All types of sheep and goats. All types of seafood. Someone once said to me, you mean tuna has cholesterol? My question is, does it have a face? Does it have a liver? And another question, when you cut it, does it bleed? Yes, it has cholesterol. All types of dairy. Someone said to me once, you mean to tell me even 1% milk? Yes, 1% milk does have cholesterol. What happens is they skim all the fat off, but cholesterol is a substance that is left within the milk itself. So yes, 1% does have cholesterol, maybe not as much, but if you're dealing with a situation where you're struggling with your cholesterol, you need to leave all items alone that have cholesterol in them. So, as I mentioned earlier, as we can see, all the items we have listed here, these are all from animal products. As a result, you can only get cholesterol from animal products. Now, one thing I want to share with you, because this is going to be a very important point to remember. Even though you only get cholesterol from animal products, there are some plant-based products that you can consume, whereas if you're not careful, you can elevate your cholesterol level. Notice I said elevate it. You do not get cholesterol from it, but you can elevate the numbers. So let's take a look here. Nuts, cashews, almonds, Brazil nuts. All of these are very good things. Avocados. How many of you out there like avocados? Oh yes, I thought so, I thought so. Very good. Because as we're going to discover later on, that's a good thing. But also, the almonds as well, as we'll discover later on. I'll share some more information with you, so bear with me. Peanuts, also very high in fat. Now, even though these are high in fat, they are good fats. But too much of even a good thing is going to be bad for you. Vegetable and coconut oils, especially the coconut oil itself, because the coconut is a palm kernel, which means that particular oil, once you sit it out at room temperature, and especially as the weather gets a little cooler, it will actually harden up similar to lard. Even though it has no cholesterol in it, it will harden up almost similar to lard. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, remember I told you I'm going to give you a quick test? All right, here we go. What foods contain cholesterol? Oh, very good. Do nuts such as Brazil nuts, coconut, and peanuts, do they contain cholesterol? How many of you out there say that they contain cholesterol? Are you all sure? Well, we'll see. We'll see. I know there's probably many of you out there in the audience, you're probably saying to yourself, now, I know when I went to my doctor, my cholesterol was up, but I haven't had any meat lately at all. Why is that? And you're probably wondering if any of this is going to make sense in the end. Stick with me. It's going to make a whole lot of sense. How about avocado? I want to read something to you. This book, or encyclopedia, is called the Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Powers. Now, this encyclopedia was written by a medical doctor. Have you ever noticed the food that you eat, if you purchase, I'll just give an example. I don't want you going out doing this, though. A bag of potato chips. When you flip the bag of potato chips open on the back, and it gives you the nutrition